Good evening, everybody. We are obviously in Tokyo right now, and the excitement is very real. Tonight's live stream is a bit of a big one because Japan just announced that it's opening its gates, not the Tori gates, it's actual gates. And tonight we're out in Akihabara. I just finished up at the studio. We got the penny board for now, so we can kind of zip around. And tonight we're gonna celebrate. We're gonna talk about Japan opening up its borders. We're gonna talk about this little yellow ruckus, or zoomer as they're called in Japan right here. And we're gonna try not to die and get hit by cars and all that. So there's a tiny little hidden shrine over here. I'm gonna go for the wide camera as long as the light will allow it. Wow, that is just really messy camera. Is that cleaner? Does it look cleaner? I feel like that looks moderately cleaner. So we'll go with that. All right, guys, let's head down this way. It's a little bit of a windy evening tonight. There we go, hidden little Backstreet shrine right here. This little shrine in Akihabara has actually always been one of my favorites. Let me just grab the board. There we go. This has always been one of my favorite before. We have visited it many, many times. I absolutely love this little space. How is everybody doing? How is your excitement about Japan's border opening? Do you plan on visiting right away? Do you already have your tickets booked? Do you plan on visiting in weeks, months? What is going on? Make sure to drop it all down in the comments. Also, let me know how is everything sounding. Wow, oh my Lord. Eternity is the only, that is one of the most insane super chats that I have ever received in my entire life. Thank you so much for that insanely generous and wild super chat there. Huge love and thank you. And the color 12 has already found me. So tonight we're actually gonna make our way across the city, starting here in Akihabara, and see how far we can get by the time the sun comes up. We might even keep going after that. But yeah, that is an absolute wild super chat. So thank you so much for that. Thank you so much for kicking things off. It really sets the tone because the excitement is there with Japan opening up its borders. Even that truck is excited. Listen to the noise. Listen to the noise. So, how is everybody doing? We're actually just around the corner from my office right now. My new studio's right here in Akihabara. I love this space. I've done about 1 billion photos here. Also, a huge thanks to Tim for keeping that super chat ball rolling, saying for breakfast and for coffee. We're definitely gonna need both of those today. There is so much to talk about. Seems like a lot of people already have tickets booked. Some people have tickets coming up. Daniel and Yuka, you guys, it is 4:23 in the morning here in Japan. What are you doing awake? Go to sleep, guys. Go to sleep. I'm just zipping around the back streets of Akihabara right now because it's open and it's quiet and it's all mine for now. And I like that. And honestly, there's not gonna be much longer that I'm gonna be able to have the city streets all to myself, and I couldn't possibly be happier about that. Honestly, guys, the fact that Japan is opening up and the fact that my days of having the Tokyo streets in all of Japan super quiet, we're gonna loop around, super quiet all to myself, the fact that those days are coming to an end just puts so much joy in my heart and such a huge smile on my face. And that's going to be one of the big things we're focused on today, is all the exciting things to come. I see some more huge super chats in there. Eva in there, thank you so much, Eva, with a woo, as well as Christopher Claiborne in there saying, enjoy your explanation. I'm from Seattle, coming to Japan in 2023. Awesome. cannot wait to have you here. So, as you guys may or may not know, if you've been following the adventures, I have been promising that we are going to be doing boat tours, TOKYOLENS boat tours with TOKYOLENS captain at the helm. We are going to be doing those when the country opens up. Let me see if I can get across here without getting hit by a taxi. There we go. We've already started testing stuff like this out on the Patreon side. We've been doing Patreon meetups and things like that. So very excited to see where things go next. There's some kind of like movie filming or something going on down there. And I will say this once at the beginning and I'll say it again later on in the stream. Guys, if you are overseas especially, and if you are looking for some serious excitement, please make sure that you have your notifications on for the main channel, because things are about to get wild and exciting over there. But for now, I hope the quality, the sound and everything is doing all right tonight. How is it? Is it too windy with us on the board? Is it better just to walk? Let me know in the comments. I 100% will be reading those. And Monier in here saying, have a month booked for November in Japan, managed to get a tourist visa the day before the announcement. Well, at least you learned a new skill. The skill unlocked is Japanese paperwork. So that's a good skill. It's always a helpful skill. And Crow, who doesn't want to be called Zero. Hey Norm, please be safe exploring and don't get into any accidents. I definitely try not to. Can never make any promises, but I do my best. So here we are, just rolling through Akihabara, quietly and peacefully. Oh, you did not have your winker on until like 2 seconds ago. That is a red light. And yes, I'm jaywalking and subsequently going the wrong way against traffic, because safety is very important. And these guys totally don't look like they're gonna like rob me in their car. Not at all. They got a Prius, so I'm pretty sure they'd rob me in a really eco-friendly way. I'd be down with that. That's okay. As long as they're like donating my money to something. So, and you should get a boosted board and a steady cam. I have a like boosted board, but I love this better because when I'm done and I'm walking, I can just hook this onto my bag and it weighs absolutely nothing, and then I'm hands-free and we are good to go. So I want to start the stream right here at this bridge. The diehard fans who have been around since the very beginning will know exactly what this bridge is. It's a bit of a special bridge. We haven't come out to this bridge in years, and this bridge was one of the deciding factors for where my new YouTube studio here in Akihabara is. It's just around the corner from this bridge, actually. And I've come through here on boats and whatnot as well. Skip-a-doo saying, thanks for always being a source of inspiration for me studying abroad fall 2023 in Tokyo and then doing jet after that. I'm so looking forward to having some adventures myself in the coming years. Thank you. We will touch on the adventures in just a second. And an actual sandwich. I'm happy that you're an actual sandwich. I hate the fake sandwiches. Thank you. Got my flights booked for mid-November. I can finally meet my girlfriend after a, wow, okay, after a freaking year and a half. I think it's a year and a half. It says a yeah and a half, but a yeah and a half sounds just as long. And you have got to be kidding me with this second absolutely insane super chat. It's like people knew what my goal for this stream was, and they're coming in and they're like, you know what? We're gonna do this. Because this stream actually has a secret goal. There is a secret goal for this stream, but we will touch on that maybe a little later, maybe not at all. You never really know with me. But honestly, that is an insane super chat there. So I just want to give a huge thank you to Akalai Amira. I hope I'm saying that right, with the good morning there and the massive super chat. Nothing but love for you. Thank you. Now, this here This particular bridge, my bridge, is called the Kanda Fureai Bashi. And if you do come to Japan and you are able to join one of my boat tours, we'll actually be able to go underneath that bridge on our tour, and that is something that I'm really looking forward to. There's not actually going to be a lot of like tours because the boats are kind of hard to book, and I do have a schedule, but there's also another secret little shrine over here which I believe is locked at night, but we'll take a peek just for good measure anyway. It is one of my favorite little spots to view from the bridge. Who remembers the bridge though? Let me know in the comments who remembers the bridge. Pied Piper in here as well, saying, hoping to visit friends in Gunma Prefecture next spring. Any cool places I should visit there? Yes, I did a video with my buddy Taiki a while back, and we swung through Gunma. There are some amazing spots. If you check out our camping video, you might see some of those spots. So this is the secret shrine right here, and I can kind of slip this in here. There we go. And you can see the shrine. But now I'm stuck on the other side. So that's a beautiful place. And then literally my office is just right down that way. And we're gonna skip that and we're gonna go this way, and I'm gonna read this super chat before I touch on the next thing. And this super chat here says, spending 4 weeks in November 2023, need a free intern for any help. Honestly, I am looking at hiring soon. I'm gonna be putting up some hiring stuff on my website. More long-term, less short-term. Sorry. I'm looking for at least one person in country who knows how to edit, because there's so much more content that I wanna be pumping out. I've kind of hit the limit of what one person can both shoot and edit while doing everything else that I'm doing. So that being said, okay, with energy at absolute peak, excitement just as high, the borders are opening, guys. How long has it been since, so for me as a resident of Japan, hearing that the borders are opening, one of the biggest, most exciting things is it means that I can finally invite family members again without any difficult paperwork and visas and all of that stuff. My brothers can come and visit me. My sisters can come and visit me. My loved ones can come and visit me. It has been so long since I have seen them, and there has been so much sadness and loss, not just for myself, but for so many. But yeah, for myself as well over the past couple of years, that I am just looking forward more than anything to be able to spend some time with some family again. I have missed it so much. You don't realize how quickly like 2.5, 3 years can fly by. It's gonna have been at least 3 years. And especially when you don't really have the choice. And it's not that simple to just go back or have them come and visit. So I'm very excited about that. And Crow in here saying, woo, secret goals to the stream. I'm also trying to take a liking to you saying my name that way, but you're the only one who's allowed to. Deal? Deal. I'll take it. C-Row. It is a deal. Crow to the C-Row. It is an absolute deal. Okay, so since you guys can tell that I'm very, very pumped up and excited about this tonight, I have spent the last 2.5 years trying to make this channel a place that, I guess this channel's only been about a year old now, but I've tried to make this channel a place that I could bring you guys to Japan while you're not here. We're actually not going to be pulling back on that. We're going to be ramping up on that, because I want to show you guys and remind you guys of all the amazing places that we have found and discovered and whatnot over the past 2 years. And I'm going to pump them all into this live stream channel as much as physically possible. One of the reasons why I want an editor as well, somebody to help me out if I'm just doing GoPro content, that they can toss it up for me. I cannot wait to get that out there. That way, if you're not coming for 6 months, a year, you still have something to look forward to, something to give you the anticipation, the build-up, something to kind of wet your whistle, if you will, an appetizer, if you will. And so that's going to be here over on TOKYOLENS. TOKYOLENS has a ton of stuff coming up for the next year. More content than I can possibly put together on my own. And so one of the things that I am the most excited about, though, is that this actually got delayed. So there's a huge opportunity in the air right now. This past month, I started a brand new series on Patreon talking about how to explore like TOKYOLENS. how to find hidden spots, how to meet people the way that I do, how to connect with people, how to find places that normally you're not going to find outside of, you're not going to find them, okay? How to find those places that are unique and interesting to you. For me, it's stuff like hidden shrines, abandoned buildings, mines, underground tunnels. I love stuff like that. But for you, it might be food stuff. For you, it might be more people-related stuff, events, festivals, all of that. I used to love that stuff. And so I have started an entire series over on Patreon, a multi-video series where I teach different techniques step by step, and it all culminates into one big activity where we plan a super trip of everyone finding their own, for them, secret, hidden, amazing spots around Japan using the content and techniques that I have taught. Also, secret little tunnel back here that I absolutely love, but it's a little dark. Oh, let's do it anyway. I love it. And so we were supposed to already be on episode 2 or 3 of this, but due to an unforeseen setback in my own personal schedule, we're still only on episode 1 and episode 2 is still in production. So we are early days on this. And so if you are interested in learning to find your own hidden spots, stuff that really appeals to you, not general and generic stuff, come on over. Anybody at any tier can join, but if you join at the secondary tier or above, you get access to the Discord and the secret Instagram and all the fun stuff that makes the Patreon community what it is. I am super looking forward to doing that. And you know what? I'm gonna get on out of here. I'm here, I can hear rats running around in there, and it is so dark. So we're gonna get out this way. I'm gonna go here. So right now we're right down below the train tracks, and this is the train tracks for the Yamanote line and everything like that. And we are heading out down towards Kanda at the moment. So one of the other reasons that I chose the location that I chose for my office is because it is super central in terms of a bunch of stations. I'm 7 minutes from Akihabara station, I'm 10 minutes from Kanda station, and 10 minutes from Ochanomizu station. So I have all these major JR stations which face these different lines, so that if I want to do events, cough, cough, like the Patreon event that we did, a week ago, where we all got to hang out here in Tokyo, those I can do at the office because it's super easy for everybody to access. So I love that I can just go from my office to any of these places, super simple. This is another little spot that I like here near Kanda station. We're just gonna keep making our way down this way. So I think that is the bulk of the super heavy, excited energy that I have. And I feel like as I did that, I missed some super chats, so I'm gonna go back and read those. And Tugs in here, keeping that super chat ball rolling, saying, hey man, just wanted to catch the stream before I go to work and wish you a good day and stay hydrated. Thank you so much for that. I love you, I appreciate it. And Crow Zero saying, to be honest, I'm just so excited to be able to, that you're able to see your family and friends again. Honestly, so am I. I just cannot wait to be able to see everybody again. I have been on the phone with Jesse and whatnot non-stop since all of this kicked off. And I'm just realizing it is 4:38 in the morning. And there we are, Kanda Station. That is brightly lit. People are gonna start coming out soon. The day is happening. Woo. And there's a question in here saying, any chance of walking through an Omoide Yokocho style alley? Actually, this entire space along the train tracks is very much of that style. So let's continue under the train tracks doing our exploring here, because this whole area is just an absolute blast to walk through. And now that we are into the 4 a.m. zone, Really, the city is starting to come alive, even though the sun shouldn't be coming up for, I'd say, at least another 30 to 40 minutes. But the people are out and alive. So, to those dropping in those huge, massive, crazy super chats, I have so much that I want to say to you, and it's all good. Does this not look exactly like where we just were? Whoa. Glitch in the Matrix. It looks exactly like, I didn't get turned around, did I? I'm not like looping through the same spot. Like, I know this area well enough that I'm pretty sure I didn't just glitch myself. But wow, Burger King as well. So to those who left those big, giant, crazy super chats, yeah, I am going to be addressing that in another video very soon, but huge thank you for that. That doesn't just help me, that helps everybody, and you will know what that means soon enough. Super excited. Do you ever get any sleep? 4:30 a.m. is far too early. It is pretty early. I'll say that even for me, 4:30 in the morning feels moderately early. It's not the easiest thing to pull off, but I really wanted to do this stream. I also really want to make this light, so we're kind of hustling. We're hustling just a little. But I really wanted to do this stream. It's just such an exciting time. And to be honest, I couldn't sleep. I had no intention of doing this stream until maybe 11 o'clock last night. And around 11 o'clock last night, I was like, you know what? Borders are open. I want to do a stream this week. I can't stop thinking about doing the stream this week. I think I'm just going to do the stream tonight. And so I head out to my office, and here we are. And Tokyo Slim saying, you're up, so I'm up. So Tokyo Slim is in Tokyo right now, you know, the name and all that. But Tokyo Slim also is got some big plans for tomorrow. I was originally gonna be like, yo, dude, let's grab a drink or two. Ooh, mouse, rat. You don't really think about it, but when you get into these Backstreets and these like bar areas at night, you actually do get, I don't know if you guys could see that. This entire area back here basically is just rats. There's like a ton of them. Did you see that? Did you miss it? Was I able to get it in there? There is always a ton of them hanging out around here. It's not really the image that you have of Tokyo, but it is. And this is the other thing, just the overall color scheme of Tokyo as a city, like it is so freaking odd. You can't tell me that that right there isn't something to just look forward to and be super hyped about all on its own. Like, look at this scene. Okay? Let's get out of the way of the taxi so we don't get hit. But we're gonna take a moment right here under the train tracks, okay? Just to appreciate this scene right here. Like, look how epic and cyberpunk and exciting that is. That is something that is so worth looking forward to. Oh. I'm already in Japan and my heart is like racing out of my chest. And Cookie Ninja, no, you are not late to the party. You are right on time for the party. Good to see you, Cookie Ninja. Thank you so much for keeping that super chat ball rolling. Annette Anderson saying, hey, to our morning coffee and a bite to eat. Thank you so much, Annette. Thank you so much. You guys probably notice that my energy is a little higher than it is for most of these live streams, and I would go ahead and say that one of the reasons is because I actually ate. I've never gone down this narrow little road. This just feels like the obvious choice right now, to be honest, but this feels like the choice that brings with it its own challenges. Obvious choice or challenges? Obvious choice or challenges? What do we think, guys? Are we gonna go down the creepy Or are we gonna stay straight down this side here? What shall we do? What shall we do? I guess it depends on what side we want to end up when we get to Tokyo Station. Everyone's saying creepy all the way, but okay, we'll loop back, we'll loop back. The creepy just ends up with us in darkness, really. Do I have this on wide mode right now? No, I don't. I don't even have this on wide. This is just on number 1. Okay, challenges. Oh, the light turns on. Motion activated bullshit. Okay, so when you guys do get to Japan, I guess my next big question for you, and I want you, if you are watching this afterwards, like in the replay or whatever, please leave it in the comments. What is the thing that you are looking forward to the most when you get to Japan? What is it? What is the one thing that has got you the most hyped, the one thing you cannot wait to see, the one thing you cannot wait to do, eat, whatever it is? Please let me know in the comments or in this chat if you're watching live. And Trinity Studios in here saying, what is easier to get, a license for a plane or a boat? And any haunted places to visit? I've done haunted tunnels before. There's a whole video on that I made as a joke, and then it like did really well and got 500,000 views. And I was like, oh crap, that was a joke. And people took it really seriously and were like, are you some kind of moron? You think ghosts are real? And then other people would jump in and be like, you're the moron, you don't think ghosts are real? Ghosts are totally real. And then the whole comment section just started fighting each other, and I slowly backed away with a smile on my face and ate a cup of ramen. So that's how that played out. But when it comes to also some of these places under the tracks are just used for storage. A lot of them are shaped like this and get converted into restaurants and whatnot, which hopefully we'll see later on when we get down this way, but let's keep going. As for which is easier to get, plane or a boat, 100% a boat license is way easier to get. It is not even a comparison in the least. I've never taken this bridge. We're gonna try not to die as we jaywalk across this road, as we do with many, and we're gonna go up this, and I'm gonna go over this because I feel like I've never ever been up this bridge, and I want to go up and over this bridge. The boat license I was able to, with training and testing and everything, I was able to get the boat license in a couple weeks. It would have been sooner if I could do it all back to back, boom, boom, boom. The plane license is likely gonna take me 2+ years because there's so much training and there's so much to learn. We're gonna go wide on this one just because it feels like this deserves the wide lens. And after I learn everything, there are so many tests that I need to be able to pass. And I'm low-key thinking, originally I was gonna do the entire thing in Japan, in Japanese, yada, yada, yada. But I'm also kind of thinking of doing part of it overseas in Canada or something, so I can get a second perspective on what the difference between flying in Japan and flying overseas is like, and learn all of that stuff. But all of that aside, this is a new little bridge. I feel like this bridge has got to be new. I've never seen this before. We are not too far off from the Nihonbashi area. We're still not quite there yet. But if you've watched any of my boating videos, we boat through here, down through this river. We gotta zigzag our way through these poles. And I believe there was a super chat there that I didn't want to miss. If I've missed any of these super chats, guys, because comments are coming in super quick. I think I have this set to all comments because I want to be able to scan and read all or as many as I can. So if I miss any of those super chats, please let me know. Please let me know. And Nachi Falls. Nachi Falls is such an incredible place. It was definitely among my favorite places that I've had the opportunity to visit so far. It is spectacular and beautiful. If you go to Nachi Falls, I 100% recommend that you get there, for example, the night before, and you get ready to explore that place as the sun is coming up. The fog is out of this world. It is honestly otherworldly. It is beautiful and spectacular. And if you haven't already, do me a favor and do two things. Number one, give this like button some love. Make sure that you've given the like button some love. And number two, if you're up for sharing this live stream, please share it. We've got a lot of exciting stuff going on. Hit that share button, drop it somewhere, tweet it, retweet it, whatever you want to do. I like this bridge. This is just a very visually appealing bridge. It has appeased me, and we will. And Jodogahama Beach, yes. So Jodogahama Beach is another really beautiful spot. It is one of those like quintessential gorgeous Japanese beaches that you've kind of got to check out. If you're wondering what it looks like, a couple years back, Charla, Chris, and myself did a road trip up to Tohoku with Victor as well. And we made a series of videos on that. You can find them all. I think there's a whole Tohoku road trip playlist on my channel. You can find them all on there. They're ready to go, so no worries there. But, oh, and that one just flew right by, almost missed it. Cookie Ninja in there, keeping the super chat ball rolling. Thank you, Cookie Ninja, huge love for that. Saying, I will probably visit next year fall, so you better keep your schedule open. LOL. Absolutely I will. I am 100% serious about doing the events and whatnot. So I recently held several events here in Tokyo, but the most recent event was a Patreon event that was held at my office. And I talked about how before the pandemic, it was already hard enough to come to Japan fresh and new and meet new people and connect and build a life. That was already a challenging thing. But now with all the new restrictions and social distancing and everything that's been built into our culture since, it's become even more difficult to come into Japan fresh and new and meet people. This has become an even more challenging thing, adding to the struggle of new country loneliness that was already very, very prominent. And so I want to continue to hold events so that people who obviously share some form of interest, in the least, y'all definitely are in Japan because you like Japan, you guys have an opportunity to meet each other and connect and everything like that. And I do plan on continuing to do events like that when the borders are fully opened. So again, one of the best ways to keep on everything is go to the main channel, turn off your bells, and then turn them on again. Make sure the bells are on, channel notifications and the app notifications, that we actually get the notifications for posts and everything, and you do not miss them. Another beautiful super chat in here from Dollar Hide Graphics saying, coming to Japan in November for job searching as a graphics designer long-term with slight video editing experience. You or anyone you know hiring? Absolutely, yes, I am. And this is something that we talked about a little bit earlier in the stream. I am already looking for as many as 2 video editors. One I'm hoping to be in country, quite possibly in-house, to sit right beside me in the studio and do work. I just hand them footage and they chop away at it. And I'm going to be posting a post to my website, and then I'll post something to YouTube eventually to say, hey guys, the post is up. But again, you're only going to know that if you have notifications on and you notice the community posts and all of that stuff. So make sure you turn those on. And again, if you're just joining in now, do not forget to give this live stream a thumbs up, show it some love. So excited to have you here, guys. This, for everybody who's just joined in the last little bit, Japan has opened up the borders. The excitement is very, very real. And that's one of the big things that we are talking about today. We are talking about future plans for everything that's going to go on with Japan borders open, all the things we're going to get to do together, where everybody's going to go. Very, very excited about all of this. But if you're excited, don't forget to give the like button some love. Let's have some fun on this live stream. Again, you can drop everything into the comments and chat as well. I'm reading away and trying to catch it. Don't spam, but if I miss it and you want me to catch it, don't be shy about tossing it in a second time. And Cam in here, woo, got a loud train above us, but we're gonna power through. Cam in here saying, planning on finally going on my honeymoon in fall 2023. That was a pigeon. As long as flight costs go down. It'll be a 2-year anniversary trip. Fantastic, absolutely love it. But it'll be worth it. That is spectacular. Congratulations. I really, really hope that you get that opportunity. I am gonna jaywalk this one, and I'm gonna go over this way because that's flashing. Always feels really weird to like run in front of a bunch of cars. Like I feel like they're watching me. All of them. That's our audience. They're watching you too, so don't laugh. Don't laugh. Don't feel like self-conscious about it or anything. They can't actually see you because you know you're like in your house or wherever you are, but they're definitely watching you too. So I just wanted you to be aware of that, you know, full transparency and all that. There we go. Let's get a little more light since we are getting over to the Marunouchi side of Tokyo Station, and Glitch got Yemos saying, my anxiety is going away. Thanks, Norm. Aw, I'm glad that I could help out, even if just a little. Look at that, guys. It is currently 4:55 in the morning, and my watch wants me to record an outdoor walk. It is 4:55 in the morning, and here we are. And guys, I don't know, okay, this is like, it's the smallest, dumbest thing that definitely only I care about. But if you guys notice that watch tracking my walk, I got the new Apple Watch and I'm so happy about it because I've been using a Series 1 Apple Watch since it came out. If you guys have been following along with the streams fairly regularly, you'll know that my Series 1 Apple Watch exploded on my wrist. Battery went boom and screen popped off. And that was an uncomfortable experience. And so I repaired it though. I bought like a $10 battery online through Amazon and I repaired my Apple Watch because I wasn't ready to give up on it. And it was a gift from a set of friends who had all pitched in, and it made me so happy that I didn't want to give up on it. So I was like, we're gonna get through this. And then it died again, and then I revived it again. But unfortunately, its days were numbered. And a very similar set of friends got together and did the exact same thing for me this year and said, Norm, stop using a Series 1 Apple Watch from like 1846. You literally have to wind it with a crank at night just to keep it going. And yeah, people are like, wait, there are stars? Yes. Yes. I think it's so hilarious because there are so many videos that I've shown like stars in Tokyo, like the Orion constellation. And then you'll always get one or two people in the comment section who go, those aren't stars, they're satellites. I'm like, no, satellites move and they don't form constellations. These are two facts. They're mobile and they're not constellationists, which is a word that I've made. And we are on the Marunouchi side of Tokyo right now. Again, I have just been blah, blah, blahing. So if I happen to miss any of those super chats and anything that are coming in, please, Mod Squad, let me know. Ooh, and Yamil Diaz in here saying, my brother has a business trip to Kyoto in the last week of October, and I'll be accompanying him for the week. Will be my first time in the country. First time in the country is kind of amazing. Okay, so I want to tell you guys, Yamiel, first off, thank you so much for that super chat and congratulations on that. And second off, I came out tonight, out to the office, and when I got outside, something about Japan just smelled so much like my first trip to Japan back in 2005. Like I took this like deep breath And it's like, there was no nostalgia or excitement or anything about that time. And it just smelled like my first trip to Japan from back in 2005. And I was like, wow, this is gonna be a good night. We are gonna have ourselves a real decent time. And so, honestly, getting to hear that other people are very close to experiencing their first trips to Japan, as you can probably already tell, has me on a little bit of a high. It has a huge smile on my face. So I'm excited for each and every one of you. For anybody wondering where we are right now, we are on the Marunouchi side of Tokyo Station. I almost said Tokyo Tower. This is the Marunouchi side of Tokyo Station right here. I don't often stop and just look at things as much as I should on these live streams. I often think that we're so focused on moving forward, next step, progress, that it can be pretty easy. And this isn't some like weird analogy or anything. I guess it could be. If you want to make it an analogy, there you go. I've spoon-fed it to you. But I just want to say, during these live streams, I think we should stop every now and then and just take a look. And Hiro Absol, I hope I'm saying that right, saying, hey Norm, next year I'm going to Japan and going to live with a Japanese family. Any tips for that? Honestly, my biggest tip would be ready to be more patient with yourself and with them. I think anytime, Japan notwithstanding, going into a new country and living with a new family that's not yours, they're gonna have the things that to them are just absolutely normal. They're baseline behaviors and expectations for a human being. And you're not gonna match those, and that's okay. And they are not gonna match your baseline expectations for how a human being should act. And again, quite honestly, that's okay. Anytime that I've done any kind of homestay thing or anything like that, it's been an incredible learning experience. The biggest thing that I can say is 100% make sure that you are communicating. If you have stresses, tell them you have stresses. There's this like misnomer, this misimage that Japanese people don't want to communicate. They do want to communicate, and they want to communicate just calmly, coolly, and logically. So if you can kind of set frustration and whatnot aside when you do have a miscommunication or a trouble, and just communicate the facts to them, you can say, hey, I'm frustrated because this happened, and to be honest, I don't understand. More often than not, the one thing that I can say unequivocally about Japanese people is that they love their country, they love their culture, and they love teaching about it. That is an absolute. Nobody in Japan has ever, let me go back to the wide camera. There's another really big misconception about Japan is that if you offend people, you're gonna be, have your head cut off or something. What's up, Crow? No, okay? For all the time I've been here in Japan, I can count the number of times I've seen a Japanese person offended on one finger, and I guess you can guess which one it is, okay? Japanese people are not that easily offended. For the most part, they do not care. If anything, they will take it as an opportunity to teach you something, and it will be a great learning experience. Just be open to learning. If you're like, I don't want to learn things, and I don't like when people try to teach or correct me, and you've got that kind of pride to you, you're going to be bumping heads, and they're going to see you as gung-ho or stubborn, and that can be kind of tough. But if you come in with an open mind and be like, hey, there's a lot I can learn from this, and just ask questions, you're gonna have a really good time. So that is my super long-winded rant. Don't be afraid of them judging you. They're not gonna judge you. They're not gonna judge your Japanese skill. If anything, they will be happy to teach you. That is the biggest thing that I can say. Do not be afraid of Japanese people judging you. Don't be afraid of it. It's not a thing. Don't be afraid of it, okay? Whew, all right. Mike Willoughby saying, Please do a Halloween ghost walk in an old spooky town. What's an old spooky town? If you can give me an idea of an old spooky town, maybe. But last year we did a walk through a cemetery. And this particular cemetery is, a lot of Japanese cemeteries, especially the major ones, are big walking spaces. They're places where people will get together and play chess. People get together, they go walk their dogs, they take their kids to play ball and whatnot. Some of them even have like rinks and stuff built into the cemetery. The one that I went to for Halloween last year literally had like a baseball field and practice field built right in the middle of the cemetery with a net and everything there. Now, on surface value, yeah, not super creepy. There's also like kids play swings and everything like that are just there. But last year, just going in there, to this day, I get people who are so angry. They're like, oh, you don't know Japanese culture. You should not be going into these cemeteries. This is inappropriate. I'm like literally showing other people playing baseball and whatnot in the cemetery, but they didn't watch that. What they did is they saw a title, a thumbnail, and they have some preconceived notion about how everything in Japan is about the respect. You gotta have the respect. And they feel that, oh, because he's in there and he made a video of it, it's disrespect. So they're gonna, cute truck. You're gonna comment based on that without watching. So I tend to be a little more cautious, not entirely, about sensitive content, just because the comment moderation is a pain in the butt, and I'm not looking for pain in the butt content. I'm looking for content that we can all enjoy. And you know what? I'm crossing. That is it. You want to arrest me? That's it, guys. We're jaywalking again. Go ahead, call the cops. I am right near Marunouchi. That's where you tell them I am. They'll come, they'll grab me, and they'll turn me into spaghetti. You know, it's gonna get a little here again. Just gonna switch over to this camera for a minute. There we go. I think I'm gonna block the words truck-kun from my channel too, though. That's also tiring. So, there we go. I hope that my excitement has helped bring a little excitement to you guys as well. Like, there's just so many things to look forward to with the border opening. Honestly, again, guys, if you're just joining in right now, do not forget to give the live button some love. Give the love button some live. Do it all. Heart the button. Click the thumbs up. Do it. Give the live stream some love. This is, oh, I can't believe that the sun came up this early. I honestly thought we were gonna have a little more time in the dark. Also, it's like, it's a weird color right now. It makes it feel like it's hazy out, but there's not a single cloud in the sky. So, but I think things are gonna get pretty bright by the time we make our way out to Tokyo Tower. I think we can make it all the way back. I'm hoping we can anyway. It feels like we'll be able to, and that's what matters. Really, that's what matters. And, okay, says I missed a super chat about Mr. Mochi asking about my live stream equipment. Thank you so much for pointing that out. And, ooh, Aureen Mir Bergen also left a beautiful super chat there. Thank you so much for that. Saying, will we be seeing a nice Tokyo sunrise? That is the goal. That is the goal. Thank you. I'm sorry I missed that one. And as for live streaming equipment, I am usually streaming on whatever the newest iPhone is. And so we are on the 14 Pro Max, my 13 Pro Max. If you have been with the channel for some time, you will know that we'd be doing live streams in completely like middle of the city, 4 o'clock in the morning, and all of a sudden the signal would just go dead. All of a sudden things would just cut out. all of a sudden my audio would be coming from my pocket. And that is because there was a problem with the radio on my iPhone 13 Pro Max. And when I took it in for repair, they were kind enough to do a bit of a swap out for me. And so here we are. We have a better piece of technology to stream on. And so far, it feels like it's holding up. How's the quality? How's everything look and feel? I am just using a handheld gimbal, some DJI piece of garbage, and the iPhone. That is my streaming setup because it's easier, and I don't need a fancy streaming backpack for that, but I still might need to get a streaming backpack. What carrier? I think I'm on SoftBank. I think I'm, it is bright enough here that we can definitely go for the wide camera. I feel like there's most certainly enough light for this. And we have made our way to Yudakucho Station. There we go. We're doing all right on our walk here. Not too bad. Give these two some space. I'll make my way down to the road here. There's a giant big camera here. This is actually where I got my first SLR camera ever, was this big camera. The very first one that I ever got was the Canon 60D, and it was terrible. Didn't really have any video autofocus. Mine was from a batch that had a really bad noise problem, and I loved every single minute with that camera. So yeah, I like the wide angle camera. Gets better and better the brighter it gets out. The wide angle camera is just trying to fit too much into the sensor and doesn't have the same aperture or let in the same amount of light as the medium width camera. So we just have to be patient until the sun comes up, but it's getting brighter and brighter with every step that we take. So for everybody who's in the stream right now who wasn't here, I've turned into Stewie from Family Guy. What's your plan? What's your plan? Are you coming to Japan right away? Are you waiting? Let us know in the comments. That's the thing that I want to know. I want to see how many people are coming right out of the gate. Just like, yeah, I'm heading to Japan. I am on my way. Tickets are booked. I'm on a flight watching this live stream right now. Paid for the Wi-Fi. Here we go. And how many are waiting? How many are waiting for the future? And Ray Diaz saying, anyone else watching out for trucks? Yeah, me. I am. I don't like those guys anymore. I haven't liked those guys for a while. 100% looking out for trucks over here. So, springtime, baby. There's a chance this video is older than I remember, and I'm not looking far back enough. No, this video's live. We're live. This is a joke, by the way. I know that person's talking about another video. Which video are we looking for? Waiting until April 2023. April's good. Oh, wow. Say Cool Whip. Trains. I just said Cool Whip. Absolutely love that. See, it's these little moments like this that we need to slow down to enjoy and appreciate. Everybody loves Cool Whip. And this little space under here is gold. When these are out, it's just such a classic place to sit down, hang out and drink under the tracks near Shimbashi. Absolutely love this spot. Love it. Heading back this way. Is it green on both ways? Oh, no way. Cool. Cool. Green means go. Let's go. That's what we're doing. We're going. Mid-January for the Tokyo Auto Salon. You're so right, LMAO. I found it. Thank you. Well, you're welcome. I don't think I did anything, but I'm glad I could help, because TOKYOLENS Explorer. It's almost like being here yourself. I set that up hours ago, and I've just been waiting to use it, and I feel really good about that. So that's great. And Annette Anderson, always in here with those super chats. Thank you, Annette. For you, a bed for me to see you next time. Annette, thank you so much for that super chat, for your kindness, for the coffee. I think we should grab a coffee or some form of beverage in the very near future. What do you guys think? Let's start taking a peek and seeing what's available. It's better to start early than far too late and then be all thirsty and stuff. I think I could just start with one of these fake coffees. A fake coffee sounds fine. We'll go with that. I didn't know where to put the coin because I always use Suica. Yay. Beverages. Georgia Grand. All right. And coming around, so we are in the Shimbashi area now, which is always a great time. We've done countless live streams out here as well. One of my favorites was with Lucas. Where in the live stream, we actually went up onto some rooftops and found some rooftop shrines, and that was fun. Yeah, I actually came prepared for this live stream, which is something I never do. Oh, love these spots under the tunnels. And a generous and beautiful super chat here from David R. David R., thank you so much. Let me read this out. It says, "Hey Norm, any recommendations for someone coming to Tokyo in December? Thanks for all your content." So when people ask if I have any recommendations, I have about a billion recommendations. In fact, there's 300 plus videos of recommendations up on the channel. Now, none of that is sarcasm or sass. We'll get to sarcasm and sass in due time when it's required. This does not require it. Chill your horses, people. This one here is a little bit of a challenging question because I don't know what you like. Are you a foodie? Do you like temples and shrines? Are you a hidden spots guy? Are you a nature person? Because depending on what are you an events and festivals individual? Do you like this pig? I recommend this pig any month of the year, to be honest. And so depending on what you're into, my recommendation for you might be totally different. Like if you want to see the cold side of December and I would say head all the way up to like Aomori or something, experience all of that Japan winter and the Tsugaru Shamisen and the trains with the wood stoves inside and everything like that. Hell yeah, head your way up there and do that. If you're not into that, maybe head down to Kyushu, check out the palm trees, do something festive down in that area. Definitely a lot of food down there. It really depends on what you're into. When I think of December myself, that's usually the month where I'm prepping for end of year, because end of year is kind of a big deal in Japan. So New Year's is really big in Japan. It's as big as Christmas is in most countries overseas. Christmas itself, it's been done in about 1 billion YouTube videos. You do the whole Kentucky Fried Chicken thing, that's a whole experience all of its own. But December, you also get a lot of the light festivals. The only difficulty is they're really inconsistent. It used to be my favorite thing to do in December, but lately with all these setsuden or cutting back on electricity, it's gotten harder and harder to find these big festive illuminations festivals where they just deck out entire sections of the city in Christmas lights. It used to be everywhere, not so much anymore. So I'd say it definitely depends on what you're into. But if you're also interested in finding yourself, there is a thing that I mentioned somewhere around like the 5 to 10 minute mark of this stream early on, that I'm going to be teaching people how to find their own hidden spots and events and stuff like that. So that is up there as well. That's okay. I don't mind the broad question. It just kind of ends up resulting in a broad answer. And anything abroad just feels like it could be better, you know? So I would prefer to give a more specific answer whenever I can, rather than something really ambiguous. So if you do have like specific questions about stuff that you like, drop them in and I'll do what I can to answer them. Got all the trains coming up here. And now the next mission is a mission called Find the Garbage Can. What do we got here? And Racing Maniac in here. Wow, Racing Maniac, thank you so much for this super kind super chat. I'm planning to go to Tokyo in January, center around a concert date. Nice. Flight booked. I always wanted to see Enoshima area, but I'm wondering if January's too cold for it. Love watching the streams and videos on both channels. First off, thank you so much for the kind words about the streams and videos. Super appreciate that. And as for Enoshima, it's not going to be the warmest visit you'll have, honestly. It'll be a little chilly, but it's not too cold for it. I don't know where you're from. So again, I'm commenting on this as a Canadian who's used to December and January being, you know, severely minus, like minus 20, minus 30, everything like that. Out near the water is obviously going to be a lot colder, so you might be feeling 0 to -5, but it won't be that bad. Just be prepared for cold with a bit of wind. It's still a beautiful area. In my personal opinion, Enoshima is a little bit better in the winter, especially if you go to the Eno Spa that is there. It is insanely cheap. Go for the night pack and be there for sunset if you can, or even the evening pack is fine, and enjoy the sunset with Mount Fuji and everything. In the winter, the air tends to be a lot clearer and crisper, so you can actually see out to Mount Fuji, and it is spectacular. So the Eno Spa at Enoshima is my really big recommendation for that. So hope it helps. And Schwix saying, I'm gonna be in Tokyo from October 16th to 25th. Any recommendations on festivals or other must-see events around Tokyo during that time? Love your work, Norm. Keep it up. Now, honestly, the first thing that I would do in this situation, if I was looking for events and festivals and whatnot, is I would be going straight into Kitakata Ramen. Look at that. I did a video on them. I would be going straight into Time Out Tokyo. And we were way off on where I thought we were. Like, I knew we were in Yurakucho, and for some reason, Yurakucho and Shimbashi just bled together in my head. Shimbashi's up here. We're close, though. We're close. I do apologize for this terrible transgression against humanity. But, again, there's a Kitakata Ramen over there. So, you can go get ramen, and it's amazing. Bannai Shokudo, the one in Kitakata that I made the documentary on. I love that place. Ooh, I should tell you guys at some point about the scavenger hunt, because there's a Japan-wide scavenger hunt that could win you some prizes if you're coming to Japan. And I might have spent the last 2 years getting it set up, I think I should talk about that at some point. Okay, I was in the middle of reading a super chat. So I would be going to Time Out Tokyo to be looking for those events. Again, I don't want to be like, hey, there's this festival, because there are festivals during that time. Down in the Asakusa area, almost every single year around that time, there are some spectacular year-end festivals going on. I would not be able to tell you the exact dates of them off the top of my head because I have no festivals planned for this year, but pages like Time Out Tokyo and just Googling for the Tokyo festivals and whatnot will yield amazing results, and you'll find stuff very specific to what you are interested in. I hope that is an acceptable answer. Thank you, and I love you. Okay, on to the next one, which is Pretty Okay Travel. Didn't oversell that one. I like it. Odds of private boat tours in October or early November this year. Thanks for the years of great content and cheers. It depends. I am more likely to be doing stuff like that with the Patreon crew because we are able to communicate. We've got our Discord and everything like that, so I can actually set up specific dates rather than just being, I wonder if this would be a good date for people, and then picking a date that you're, I don't know, at a concert or hanging out with Michael Jackson, or I don't know what you do when you're here. And so I would lean towards that being the most likely scenario. I would say if it's October, maybe early November at best. October is already pretty packed for me from start to finish, and that dude's close. He's just like sneaking up. I'm making truck noises with my mouth. And so I would say if we have any chance, it would be early November. But don't expect it to be super warm, would be the other thing I would say, because it's water in November. Also, thank you for the kind words about the content. I appreciate that. And Shelly in here, Shelly B saying, blessed. Yes, there's many blessed places in Kyoto, but that's not what we're talking about, is it? Best place in Kyoto to see the fall colors at the end of October, or any other hidden gems in Kyoto that I should check out. So I just did, if you have access to a car, I just did a video on hidden gems in Kyoto, hidden spots, hidden shrines in Kyoto over on the TOKYOLENS main channel. I highly recommend checking that out. That gives you some right there. Also, the one thing that we are going to want if we want really good, well, it's a crow. It's a crow, guys. It just felt like a bit of an overreaction for a crow that was literally anywhere near you. Like, they're literally huddled into a little corner here, screaming because of a crow that literally flew over this way. That is my reaction to that. Also, so on the many times that we've come out and done live streams here in Shimbashi, this is one of the spots that we come out to here. Now, if we want to get really good fall leaves in Japan, what you're gonna hope for is a snap into the cold, okay? When you go from moderately warm temperatures to a snap right into the cold, that is when you get the brightest, boldest, most vibrant, beautiful colors. Again, I'm gonna throw myself under the bus here, and I'm gonna say I don't like fall. I don't like autumn. I don't like the colors of autumn personally, and I know it sounds like a terrible thing to say because I know they're beautiful, but the thing is, for me, autumn, fall, all of that just feels like the end of something, and as a Canadian, the impeding winter feel is just a little bit too heavy for me. I am a spring and summer person all the way. You can see it in the content, in my energy levels, in everything, and so there are definitely amazing spots across Kyoto to see the fall colors. I should 100% be an adult and lean into my dislike of all of that and just make the best of it and find a way to fall in love with it. I haven't done that yet, and because I haven't done that yet, I can't really give you a great answer on that, and I'm sorry for that. And that's my long-winded way of saying sorry, because I wish I could give better answers. And I saw a comment that hurt my feelings. It said, "You're weird. Fall is best for me." I'm okay with fall being best for you. I kind of love you for that, but I don't think we need to call each other names. That's just hurtful. Okay, moving on to the next super chat. So Shelly, I love you and thank you. I hope that my answer was at least a bit helpful. And Merovek saying, "Love your channel, brother. Show the magic and spirit of Japan in such a beautiful way. Thank you so much. Can't wait to visit one day. Can't wait to have you here. Thank you for such a kind and amazing super chat, and for not calling me weird like that other guy. That kind of stuck with me. I'm sad now. Also, please don't take any of this seriously. I'm not actually sad. I just still haven't found a garbage for my can, and that's making me sad, because I also put it in my pocket and forgot to look for a garbage. So really, it's on me. So moving on to the next one. Rock619 saying, "Ideally, we're thinking of starting in Osaka, making stops along the way, making our way to Sendai in May. May a great travel time? Or would you suggest otherwise?" Honestly, I think May is an amazing travel time. So coming in May, you're likely to potentially catch the sakura, the cherry blossoms, or quite possibly you'll just miss them and just miss the crowds, and you'll get Japan in this calm down stage. And this is what I love. Anytime Japan goes through a major like boom of an event of sakura or something, and then cools the heck down, everything gets really quiet, really peaceful. Access to everything gets really easy, and it gets super simple and peaceful just to travel around Japan and experience things, because everyone has used up all their vacation days and they gotta get back to work now. And so if you come during that time, mind you, depending on when you're in May, you may land during Golden Week, and Golden Week is a busy thing all of its own. Everything's gonna be crowded all the time. If you do come in Golden Week, I low-key almost recommend being in Tokyo in Golden Week, because Tokyo empties out and then everyone goes out to the countryside. So go out to the countryside after Golden Week and you're good, because again, everyone will just be like going back to their jobs and stuff. So that would be my recommendation for that. I hope that one helps. Where are we at? Are we caught up? Are we almost caught up? So Rock619, I hope that answers that question. And what do we got? And Zero Crow saying no hate towards the crows. I try not to hate. I try. It was really more of those girls than it was me. I love the crows, obviously. But there we go. It's like we have our little lane here. So I'm like, well, we got it. Make use of it before all the cyclists show up. And oh, I hate these bumpy things. Oh, this is gonna be so uncomfortable. Here we go. Oh, there it is. And jaywalking. And more bumps. And more bumps. Oh, there it is. How is this for the audio? Does it make it too windy, or is everything kind of still okay? Yeah, I should be looking for trash cans, but to be honest, I kind of forgot I was looking. If I'm just coming completely clean with you, I was looking at one point, and then next thing I knew, I wasn't. So that's That's the real problem here. It's not the lack of trash cans, but the lack of a search. I think we can make it. Oh, I hate that thing so much. Oh, I like having our own little bike path. Woo. Good audio, glad to hear it. Da-da-da-da-da. It's a beautiful morning already. Still don't see any signs of the actual sunshine though. These, I really, oh, it's so uncomfortable. Whew. You know what? I like this street. I think we should go down the street. Woo. There we go. And here, we're just gonna hope we don't get hit. Yeah, we're fine. I think we're fine. Everything kind of worked out. And it only looks like Goofy stance because everything's reversed. There we are. You need time to do lights better. Oh, you know what, guys? You know what? Give me a second. I'll see my second. There we go. Beautiful. B-E-A, beautiful. Now we can. I'm so paranoid now. Don't get hurt. This is how I get around. How do you guys think I got to the office from Tokyo Tower today? My board. I didn't feel like cycling, and it was late enough at night that there were no vehicles out. So whenever I can, I try to get around Tokyo by this little skateboard because it's easy to pick up and carry everywhere. So, and if you're on a wide enough street, you're generally okay. See? People are kind and patient, especially when it's early enough in the morning that there's no people out. Once the people start coming out, I tend to put the board away, and it makes it easier because it's just really tough to get around the city with all the people and the board and all these. Like all this stuff makes it a real challenge. Plus a lot of the pavement, there's Tokyo Tower and a really big truck. Didn't make me nervous at all. And I will tell you guys right now that this particular university hospital has some very questionable cleaning practices. That is all I will say. That is all I will say. Y'all sus. All right? And I don't take that word lightly. Woo. Work our way through here. Have you slept at all tonight, or are you still awake? I'm just still awake. There's too much to do to sleep. There's too much excitement. Woo. There's just way too much excitement for me to be sleeping right now. Oh, that is not terrifying at all. It is. It's incredibly terrifying. Please don't squish me, Mr. Truck. I prefer to live. If anything, we're more likely to get stopped by cops. Like these guys. How did they not stop me? Wow. They just don't even care. I'm going back up on the sidewalk. Wow. I thought for sure they were gonna come for me because they really don't like the skateboards, but they probably got their own stuff going on. They're probably going to get some donuts or harass some people or something like that. Seems like the kind of thing they'd be doing at this time of the morning. I'm feeling real good about cops right now. As you guys can tell, the accident made things real smooth for me. And the worst part is, like, I'll say, like 80% of those cops, 99% of those cops were really nice. It was just the one guy who was kind of a dingleberry. And that one guy, he just stuck, you know? So sometimes all it takes is the 1%. I have a camping creator in Canada that I have huge love for, named Steve Wallace. And Steve Wallace just went through a very hard time. And he released a video after that saying how 99% of the comments were very supportive. In fact, he's overwhelmed with the support. But the remaining 1% of comments, the 1% that wasn't supportive, made him want to shut down his entire channel. You know what? Let's go this way. I want to take a more interesting route. And he's even considering just turning off the comments on his channel because of just how toxic and poisonous the 1% can be. We got a Lamborghini out here. Let's see if we can punch into him. There we go. What's up, bro? Bro Borghini. That's what you are. You're a Bro Borghini. So. And yeah, so it's been a real tough time for Steve. And honestly, anybody who, like, if you're gonna come at somebody with anything other than maybe a bit of like mentally balanced criticism, or, you know, even that, like, it's like little kids, right? Little kids who are like, you shouldn't be doing that, you know, like, you're not their parent. Don't tell your friends not to do things, you know? Let them get in trouble, let them live their life, whatever. And in the same way, the comment section, I feel like it's not people's job to be like, you shouldn't be doing that, you know? If I'm not supposed to be doing something, I'm aware of that, and I've made my choice, I'm an adult, so are you. Maybe you could use your time otherwise, right? But those ones aren't even the problem. It's the ones who come in with the sole purpose of attacking creators. And anybody who's ever created anything on the internet and put it out there has seen it. Has seen that one person who's come into your comment section with absolutely no context, rhyme, or reason for the sole purpose of attacking you. And those people, I would like to say I feel nothing but love and kindness, and, you know, I feel bad for them, and I don't. They're sad little people who have sad little lives, and I don't feel bad for them because they have 100% created whatever it is that's got them so messed up in the head just by being the way that they are. And so I have zero love for those people who are going to come into someone's comment section and attack them. I've got friends who have announced beautiful, great news to the world, and like people have jumped on them about it as if they owed them an explanation for that sooner, and blah, blah, blah. Come on, man. Come on. Just let people be people. You be you. Everyone will have fun just being who they are, and the world keeps turning. Like, if you jump onto somebody's content and be like, I don't like this, well, the world's not just going to stop. You know, the turning is not going to pause for a second just to address that thing that you're not a fan of. Nope. It's going to keep going. That's going to get forgotten. Maybe you'll temporarily feel a little bit better, but that little douchey part of you will remain. So that's my little rant. I've just seen too many people that I love and care about getting slammed in the comment section for the most ridiculous things. Like, just ridiculous and invasive things. Just leave them alone. And I didn't want to miss this. A beautiful super chat in here from Vivek, whichever it is, saying, thank you for all these exploring streams. Hope you are feeling better after the accident. I am definitely better than I was directly after the accident. Things are still taking time to heal. I'm feeling a lot safer on the road and a lot more comfortable on the road now, so that's a huge positive. But yeah, thank you so much for that. As for these streams, I said at the beginning of the stream, we're super excited today that Japan is opening up again. And one of the big things is, over the past year since I started this channel, this TOKYOLENS Explorer channel, one of the goals was to bring you guys into Japan while you can't be here. And we're not going to be scaling back on that. If anything, we're going to be ramping up to give you guys more things to be excited about as you're planning your trips here, whether that trip is going to be in a couple weeks, a couple months, or a couple years still. There's going to be tons of stuff here. So if you're one of those passive sit back and watch, please give that subscribe button some love. I'd love to see if we can't push it up to maybe 100K by next year sometime, maybe summer, a little bit earlier, a little bit later, don't really care. Just be nice to see. So if you haven't given the subscribe button some love on this channel already, please do so, and don't forget to give the like button some love on this one right here. We are near Zozoji Temple. This has been used in many a movie and used to have one of the most unique and beautiful views of Tokyo Tower that has now been ruined by an absolute monstrosity of a building. And this is actually one of the things that I wanted to talk about in this live stream. Totally forgot, actually, up until now. I'm not going to sugarcoat that one. Just straight up forgot. You see, there's been so many things that have been changing in Japan, in Tokyo. So many things that have been disappearing. So many places that will never look the same. Things that people have been looking forward to seeing. And there's been so much of the clickbait around it, like, oh, 10 places in Japan that you'll never see again. 10 places in Tokyo that are disappearing forever. And I hate those videos and those articles and stuff so much, so much. Look at that. That ugly building right there, still not even done being built. You lazy buggers, it's been years. Finish your building. This is disgusting. Just disgusting. I don't like you. This was such a gorgeous view without that hideous monstrosity. And there it is. So that's that. So sadness. All right, let's keep going. There's like a not so secret park nearby that I want to take us through. So that's what we're gonna do. It's not secret at all, but for some reason it's always empty. If you know, you know. Sun's gonna be coming up over this side. You can already see the brightness of the light. But I wanted to address the fact that for all these things that are disappearing in Japan, you're also going to be one of the first. Like, if you've never come to Japan before and you've been looking forward to it for such a long time, and you're sad, for example, that like the old Harajuku station is gone, or that Shibuya looks totally different than it used to, that is totally and completely fine. You know what? Shibuya has changed at least 4 times since I've been in Japan. When I first got to Shibuya, everything was actual neon signs. There was a big, beautiful neon sign for a drugstore that I absolutely adored, and I was sad when those got torn down all over Tokyo. Things will keep changing, okay? That's one thing that I want to say. Second thing that I want to say is there's been so much change over the past 2 years, originally in prep for the Olympics, that it's not this huge, terrible thing that there's all this change happening. You see, if anything, you might be part of the first, I guess, new generation of people coming into Japan to see things in this new way. You're part of a new wave, if anything. And if you were lucky enough to see things previously, then you get to see this like Tokyo and Tokyo 16.0 or whatever you want to call it. So it's absolutely fantastic that all this change is happening. Yeah, there's a ton of sadness around old things disappearing, and there are things like that building up there that I just can't stand because it makes it so ugly. But I have just gotten so tired over the past 2 years of all these clickbait articles like taunting you with all of the things in Japan that you'll never see again. And it's such a mean freaking thing to do when people can't get into Japan. Like, honestly, any article, any news source, any of that that's been like, here are 10 things in Japan you'll never see again. Honestly, you should just unfollow, block, delete that crap. That is absolute garbage. That is a poisonous relationship. That is toxic. You do not deserve that crap. Number of people who have been waiting to get in Japan, having stresses and anxieties of their own in their own life, in their own country, and just waiting for that moment where they can come here and they can finally travel. People who've been waiting, not just for travel, but who come here and finally do the work to finish the PhD they work towards or whatever. And they had this image in mind of what their life here was going to be like. And they have all these articles shoving it in their face of, oh, here's 10 things you'll never see again. Like, it's disgusting. Honestly, I've literally gone through, found the people who wrote those articles and blocked them on Twitter. Like, if you're one of the people from, Japan, whatever.com, and you wrote one of those articles, you're permanently blocked on everything. I literally found your email address through your website, and I blocked you through my email, and I blocked your whole company. Like, that's how spitefully angry I am about those there. But look at this view. That right there is a view that can't be beat. That is a view that makes TOKYOLENS Explorer being almost like you're there yourself. That 1080p quality. Okay, Riku, I'm feeling it might have been a little bit too soon for that joke, Riku. That we gotta, there's gonna be a bit of a moratorium there. It's, but that is, and honestly, whether people fully agree with that or not, that's up to you. I don't care which side of the fence that you land on, as long as you're not one of the ones who's like, for example, my little sister has been wanting to come to Japan for the longest time, and unfortunately just had a moderately unfortunate set of circumstances that stopped her from getting here before the pandemic hit. And then the pandemic hit, and a lot of what she wanted to see changed or got redeveloped or anything, and she was really down about it, and she kept sending me these articles. And I'll be honest, you piss off my family and you're gonna piss me off, and I'm gonna come for you. And that is why I'm so fired up about this. And the more I thought about it, the more I'm like, okay, because it being a family member suddenly makes it very, very real. You're like, oh wait, yeah. And so, and I'm like, oh my God, how many people are feeling this way? My sister is feeling this way. Then there's probably like thousands, tens of thousands of people out there who are like clicking on these with nothing but anxiety. So yeah. And in solace here saying, have you met Mr. Affable lately? Yeah, Chris came out and hung out at my studio the other day. I should probably like post a Twitter about that or something. He came and checked out my studio for the first time, and here's a beautiful little rose. So that's a thing. And now I can't turn this around, and I'm facing it the wrong way. I'm trying to turn it around. It's taking a long time. There we go. If you guys haven't done so already, be sure to give this like button some love. I'm gonna hope that I don't get sprayed by any of these sprinklers, because they're all sprinkly spray. Oh no, my outdoor walk stopped itself because I have a tattoo, and that sucks. And Geek is in here saying, Glad you're safe, Norm. Thanks for the amazing content as always. Looking forward to the coming year. I love your face. Well, is that like love? Like, are you signing that as if like your name is your face? Is that like sincerely your face? Or is that like the next year loves my face? Or I'm just trying to put together the pieces of this. What's in the glass house? I don't know. I'm guessing more glass, but it really is just a guess. Okay. All right. And hand carts that serve food. Are they any good? There's hand carts that serve food? I didn't see any hand carts that serve food. What are we talking about? Did I miss something? Why did I miss something? Tell me what I missed. And if you're ever looking to find me and I'm not in the back streets of Akihabara, there's a pretty good chance early in the morning that I'm hanging out at one of these parks down here, since I live just right here. So that's it, guys. We walked all the way from Akihabara out to Tokyo Tower with minimal skateboarding for a beautiful morning walk. I want to give a huge thank you to the people who left the massive and crazy super chats on this one, to everybody else who jumped in with super chats, to everyone else who jumped in with comments and questions. Guys, the border is opening. We have so much to be excited about, so much to celebrate. Tokyo Tower is looking beautiful today. I am gonna find a vending machine nearby. I'm gonna grab myself another drink, and then I think I'm gonna stretch out and make my way home, because there is an entire day ahead of us, and it's gonna be a day filled with excitement. Please make sure that you have those notifications turned on for both TOKYOLENS Explore and the main TOKYOLENS channel. Big, exciting, wonderful things are coming. And do me a huge favor, just a favor from you to me. Again, if you haven't already, hit subscribe and leave me something in the comments after the video goes live. Can't wait to see you guys in the comments section. Thank you so much for joining today. And you guys know I will see you again real soon. Haha, I faked that one. You really thought it was ending, didn't you? Didn't know I could fake end these, did you? I figured that out on my own today. I didn't realize it either. I thought, okay, well, you know, once I hit the button, that's it. It's ended. We're done. Nope. I can fake end these live streams. It is a new skill that I have. Fake ending mobile live streams. We have leveled up, ladies and gentlemen. Super excited about that. Also, yes, Kirsten, thank you so much for that. Don't forget, we are doing the entire Explore Like TOKYOLENS over on Patreon. So if you want to learn how to find your own hidden locations, that series is literally just kicking off. You can be at the entranceway, at the ground path of that series, and we can get to know each other. And I'd be really looking forward to that part, because I'm going to be getting to know everybody who makes their submissions in that. We're going to be doing a multi-part series. I cannot wait. That's over on Patreon. Thank you guys so much, and we're really ending it now, so I will see you guys again. Ah, so close. Like, it gets right to the end there, and like there's this like circle thing it does, and I'm like, am I gonna make it? Am I gonna make it? Am I gonna